is here daily right now, because what do we know? All data to this point tell us that if people are in the hospital, they're probably not vaccinated. Now, the mayor there signed an emergency order to expand EMS capacity to confront the crisis. To make matters worse, a new variant is showing up in Florida. This is a variant that was first discovered in Colombia. It has yet to receive a Greek letter designation. Now, Florida is a very interesting case study of the new normal. Cases jumped 50% this week from last week. There are more than 110,000 new infections reported statewide. Now, it's interesting because of the response. Ron DeSantis, the governor there, is running in the opposite direction, vowing to reject mask mandates for school-age students, saying he's soon going to issue an order allowing parents or guardians to choose whether their child wears a mask in schools because they're doctors or scientists. And what about all the kids and elderly and vulnerable who are compromised by parents who make the wrong choice, especially at this governor's urging? Because again, it's this disinformation campaign that, resistance is strength. Now, the best way to test that case is to examine the proof, especially the new findings from the CDC on vaccine efficacy. Now, they changed the guidance for the vaccinated to mask up indoors, right? In most places. Happened Tuesday. They didn't publish the data. I criticized it then, and I'll iterate it now. We have to trust, but verify. If you want us to believe something, give us the backing at the moment you want us to believe it. Now we have it. They cost themselves some bruising, though, and created some opportunities I'll talk to you about in a second. But now we have the data. According to the new CDC data, if you are vaccinated, you are 25 times less likely to die. Shouldn't that be the end of this consideration, assuming that you're not immune compromised and you talk to your doctor? Reduce the risk of hospitalization 25 times. Less likely to be hospitalized even by the variant. And an 8-fold reduction in the risk of infection. Now that squares with the hope, because the vaccine is not perfect, obviously nothing is, and it was never supposed to be this immunity bubble that people on the right tell you it was said to be. It's not. You can get sick, you likely won't get very sick, and you should not die. Now look, we need that protection more than ever because Delta, we now know, spreads faster than the common cold, faster than the seasonal flu. And while the vaccinated aren't getting as sick, like I just said, they may be as contagious as unvaccinated people. Why? That is the price of allowing the virus to populate, is that it learned and it got stronger. That's what led to the new mask changes. Data from an outbreak in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. What happened there? 469, it's on your screen, were infected in July. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. I know a lot of you are doing that so you can read things later. Keep it. Do it. The more you know, Brett Giroir. Good to see you, sir.
Great to be on.
Given the totality of the circumstances now, do you want the message to be to people, if you are not vaccinated, you will get the Delta variant?
Well, I think you're delivering all the messages, and the message I would say is if you are not vaccinated and if you have not had COVID before, you're going to get the Delta variant. On average, one person will transmit this to 9 people, unlike the original virus, which got transmitted to 2 or 3. It's about as contagious as chickenpox, and we saw what happened even among vaccinated people. And let me just say, I'm very concerned about those with natural immunity. Natural immunity is real, it provides protection, but there's more and more accumulating evidence that that immunity wanes and it's not so good against Delta. So I'm very concerned, and I do support the recommendations that even if you had COVID, you need to get vaccinated as well.
Now, that's a very important point. I hear that all the time. Hey, I had it, man, I'm good. I got the antibodies. You're saying not anymore.
I'm saying, we don't have perfect evidence. And among the things I would like the CDC to come out with is how many people in the hospital or who have died had COVID beforehand. That's a really important bit of information. But based on the laboratory data and looking at people over time, I would be very concerned that natural immunity, particularly against Delta, wanes. Remember, we have to get vaccinated against flu every year, not because our immunity is so bad, but because the virus changes. And Delta is a whole new ball game. It is a changed virus that is very dangerous and very deadly. We can end this all by getting vaccinated. If everyone got vaccinated, we could put this to the end. But until that happens, we're going to be battling again, just like we did last summer. In fact, the number of cases we have now are more than this time last summer, which is unbelievable to me.
Now, you